In this video, we're going to take a look at factors and primes, and then at the end of the video, see if we can find out the highest common factor between two numbers. So a factor of a number are the numbers themselves that will divide exactly into it with no remainder. So let's just have a quick think about that and do some very quick examples. So if I wanted to write down the factors of 1, well, the only number we've got is just 1, because that's the only number that divides into it. If I wanted to work out the factors of 2, well, that would be 2 and 1, because both 2 and 1 divide perfectly into number 2. In the same way, the factors of 3 are 3 and 1. Now, 4, well, this has 3 different factors. It has 1, it has 4 itself. Let's write them in order still, shall we? Right. And we have 2 as well. So this one's got 3 different factors. 3 isn't a factor of 4 because it doesn't divide into it exactly. 5 has 2 factors, 5 and 1. 6 has 6 itself, 3, 2, and 1. They all divide perfectly into 6. 7 has 7 and 1. 8, well, 8 has 8 and 4 and 2 and 1. They all divide perfectly into 8. 9 has 9 and 3 and 1. They all divide into 9. 10 has 10, 5, 2, and 1. Okay, so that's a quick, simple, easy sort of example of how to think about factors. Now, in part B, we're asked to find prime numbers. So we now need to know the definition of a prime number. And a prime number is a number that only has 2 factors. Those 2 factors are 1 always and itself. So that is what we've got to look for if we're trying to find prime numbers. So from this list, let's have a think which are prime. Well, 2 is a prime number, 3 and 5 and 7, they're all going to be primes because each one of those has exactly 2 factors, itself, look, and 1. So that's our definition of prime numbers. Okay, let's try a more complicated example now. So in this one, we've got to find all the factors of 60. Now, it's better to do this in a systematic way. So I like to think of them as pairs. So pairs of numbers that multiply to make 60 are going to be values that divide into 60. So, for example, 60 and 1 are both going to be factors of 60 because 60 times 1 is 60. The next one we could possibly have, I guess, will be 30 and 2. So 30 times 2 is 60, so 30 and 2 are both factors of 60. After this, well, we could have 3 and 20. They make 60. Could we have 4? Yes, we could, because 4 times 15 is also going to be 60. What about 5? Yes, 5 divides into 60 perfectly. And what if I divide 5 into 60? What am I left with? Well, 12. So 12 and 5 are both factors. Clearly, 6 is a factor of 60, and so is therefore 10. Are there any more? Well, 7 won't go into 60. 8 won't go into 60. 9 won't go into 60. And at that point, we're going to stop. We're finished. Because as the numbers on the left-hand side, look, are getting smaller, the numbers on the right are getting bigger. And once we get to that gap there and we realize there's no other numbers that divide through by 60, then we are finished. So these are our answers: 61, 32, 23, 15, 4, 12, 5, 10, and 6. Now, in our final example, we're going to have a quick look at what it means to find the highest common factor. And that is abbreviated to be HCF usually. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the factors of our 2 numbers, and we're going to compare the lists and find the highest one. So if I was looking at 20, then I can work out the factors. It's going to be 1, 20, 2, 10, 4, and 5. If I wanted to find the factors of 30, this would be 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and now I'm finished. There's nothing else. Oh, I tell a lie. Of course there is. Can you think what I've missed? 5 and 6. Okay, so now I've got my list of factors. I'm going to look down my lists and see which is the highest common factor. So clearly 10 is the highest number that is appearing in both lists. So the highest common factor of 10 and 20, of 20 and 30 is going to be 10. Let's look at B. So 14 has factors 1 and 14, 2 and 7. 12 has factors of 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So now we're finished. Let's look and see if we have any common factors, and we do. We can see that 2 is going to be our answer. The highest common factor of 14 and 12 is 2. Okay, I hope this helps you to find the highest common factor of two numbers, understand what a factor is, and how to identify prime numbers.